But we do want to begin our show today with the good news for those who frequent Frederik Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park. Mums at Meijer Gardens kicks off today, and we'll be going through the rest of the month of October. You can check out some amazing displays, all featuring chrysanthemums and really just bringing home that autumn feel. Steve Lawarre with Frederik Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park was kind enough to join us earlier to talk all about what we can expect this year for the 27th edition of Mums at Meijer Gardens. Steve, it is so good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by today.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about fall at Meijer Gardens.
Yeah, and there is just so much happening at Meijer Gardens. I mean, we're going to spend a lot of time, obviously, talking about the big draw, and that being Mums at Meijer Gardens returning throughout the month of October. We're very excited to the fact that it's back for a 27th year. I can't imagine how things are feeling at Meijer Gardens kind of leading up to just these last couple of days before it gets started.
Yeah, well, the team here has been planting mums, planting cabbage, setting out pumpkins and gourds. It's been a transformation on our grounds over the last week or so. And we're really excited about this all kicking off officially for the month of October. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It feels like autumn here at Meijer Gardens.
Right. No. And again, even with sort of these warmer temperatures, you head on over to Meijer Gardens and it's going to feel like autumn for sure. I don't need to tell people that have been available and have actually gone out to see this in the past. You know, again, this is the 27th year for it. So if you've seen it in the past, you kind of get what is going to be happening there at Meijer Gardens. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, chrysanthemum displays in all of the state of Michigan, one of the largest in the country, to be honest. I mean, what really goes in, Steve, if you wouldn't mind kind of peeling back the curtain a little bit? I mean, what kind of goes into setting up for this? Not just the planning of, oh, we're going to need this many chrysanthemums, we're going to need these other elements. I mean, not just that, but then the actual setup of it all. I mean, what does this really take out of you guys?
Well, you know, we really create an experience, an autumn experience here. So, Of course, there's the thousands and thousands of plants, chrysanthemums, asters, cabbage and kale, all of those things that, of course, you'd expect. But then there's all the preparation that takes place to get ready for these Tuesday evenings in October, where we have live music and food and lights and a pumpkin walk. And, you talk about pumpkins and gourds as part of this. There are, 10 times the number of pumpkins and gourds that we have ever seen here at Meijer Gardens this year. So it's absolutely stunning when you combine those beautiful mums with all of the other autumn festivities and decor that's going on here. It's quite beautiful.
And we're taking a look at some photos from past year's events as well. And again, just really driving home just not only how big this entire exhibit is going to be, but also just how beautiful it is to really just immerse yourself, the fall colors. We're looking at the farm right now, and you can kind of just see, the fall colors, the trees changing and everything. It really is just an autumn escape, putting it lightly, I guess, for anybody that does show up out there. And for anybody that maybe hasn't gotten the opportunity to see it in the past, Steve, I mean, what really is in store? I mean, can you put it into numbers or I guess words even of just everything that is going to be on display for everybody to see?
Yeah, well, it's a complete change of scenery here at Meijer Gardens. So from the moment you drive in off of the Beltline and you see the thousands of mums that are out front to the time that you park and you walk up through our beautiful urban gardens through the parking lots and then coming into our entryway, you're really greeted with these beautiful displays. Out in front of the amphitheater, we're opening up the amphitheater gates on those Tuesday evenings. There are ground designs with hundreds and hundreds of pumpkins and gourds creating mosaics of color and beauty for you to take your pictures, those Instagrammable moments, right? And then when you come through the building, we've got experiences within the corridors. There's experiences within the conservatory spaces. And then that's just at the beginning. And then you go out onto our wonderful grounds, and there's 158 plus acres of experience where there's, things to see everywhere you go. So there will be updated plantings in the volunteer tribute garden and in the children's garden. And you mentioned we just saw the pictures at the farm. It's just a complete transformation across the organization that revolves around autumn and around mums. And it's just one of those times of the year that you can't miss.
Yeah. I was going to say, for people that have maybe they haven't gotten the chance to see mums at Meijer Gardens, but they've been to Meijer Gardens quite a few times. It is a totally different atmosphere. And I can attest to this personally that even if you are a frequent guest at Meijer Gardens, you're definitely going to want to check this out because it looks incredible. It's an awesome time of year. And again, fall, everybody's favorite season. Why not celebrate it the correct way? And I do want to spend some time talking about chrysanthemums themselves because that is kind of where the name Mums at Meijer Gardens come from. You guys are going to have a ton and a huge assortment of that flower. What is it about chrysanthemums, do you think, Steve, that really kind of sets the scene, I guess, for fall, or really just hits home and makes everybody get that autumn feeling?
Well, I think it's one of those plants that are familiar to most people. I mean, we've all probably had a couple chrysanthemums that we put on our porches in the fall. And so it's one of those things that is familiar to people. You see it in every store, every big box, every greenhouse, is selling mums this type of the year. But what really throws a twist in that for us here is how they're displayed and the quantity and the design intent. And us bringing those up onto walls, or having some three-dimensional cornucopias, the addition of apples and the pumpkins and gourds and all of those other elements in these really artistic, thoughtful displays that just make it unique to Meijer Gardens and something different than I think people have seen in the past. So it's really exciting to have this familiar palette of materials that we then use here in a way that's totally different.
And one thing I really love about not just Meijer Gardens in general, but also this time of year with Mums at Meijer Gardens is the fact that not only can you check out and your eyes can get a gift and check out all these different displays and just, again, really drive home that fall feeling, but there's also a lot of activities as well for people to enjoy and special events that you guys are hosting throughout the month of October, kind of in conjunction with Mums at Meijer Gardens. You mentioned Tuesdays are going to be a big day for you guys. Steve, if you wouldn't mind also touching on some of the other things you're inviting the community to enjoy.
Yeah, so we talked about those autumn nights, and again, those are happening every Tuesday night in October. We'll have live music in a number of different locations. There'll be food trailers up at the farm. There'll be food in our concession stand in the amphitheater. There's games to be played out in the Van Andel Piazza where the big American horse is found. So all sorts of activities on those Tuesday nights. But then also you can check our website, meijergardens.org, and you can see some of the special activities that are happening throughout the week and on weekends. And there's always something that's happening here at Meijer Gardens. And we're really leaning into autumn and a lot of fun for the whole family.
Absolutely. And I do want to remind everybody we do have more information on all the fun things happening at Meijer Gardens throughout the month of October right now over on our website, woodtv.com. Steve, this is a big event. Going into its 27th year, Mums at Meijer Gardens, obviously a huge deal for you guys. But for everybody that's showing up, whether this is going to be their 27th year checking it out, or maybe this is going to be their first time seeing it up close and in person, I mean, what do you hope that people really take home with this and really get out of an event like this?
My hope for anybody that visits is just to pique their curiosity, to see something new, to see something in a little bit of a different way than maybe they've seen it in the past, to enjoy time either alone, to get out of your own headspace and just enjoy the outdoors, to touch grass, as they say, and to just really enjoy time that's outside of our normal day-to-day grind. And this is a place to do that. This is a place to really slow down and decompress and just enjoy the season in a way that we might not always be able to do in our day-to-day lives.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Steve, I got one last question for you. Really more of a request for everybody watching. Maybe they're on the fence. Maybe they're like, this looks really awesome. This is something I would be very much interested in, but I don't know if I've got the time, or I don't know. Maybe, life does sometimes get in the way of some things. For anybody that does have a few moments to come out to Meijer Gardens, check out Mums at Meijer Gardens. What would you tell them to make sure that they do make that time and head on out there?
Well, it's an opportunity to, again, decompress and take a walk and see some beautiful things. And I have been here myself for all 27 of these Mums at Meijer Gardens autumn events. And just today, I walked out and I was blown away by some of the things that the staff has put together. And we've got brand new artwork that has been recently installed. There's a Nick Cave piece called Amalgam that was just going to be unveiled this week, so that there's new artwork, there's new gardens, there's new experiences here that are happening all the time. And there's no excuse to not visit Meijer Gardens for the autumn.
Absolutely. Well, if that doesn't get people to head on out there, I don't know what will. Steve, thank you so much for joining us today. We thank you so much for doing that. And we can't wait to see what you guys have in store at Mums at the Meijer Gardens this year. And special thanks to Steve for making time to talk all about Mums at Meijer Gardens. Again, you do have plenty of time to go ahead and check out everything that they have in store. The exhibit actually runs at Meijer Gardens from now until the end of the month on October 31st.